Let's get it, cousins. Go straight to it. And some did a fucking... They bounced right off that support. SPY. So do SPY want 549? Alright, welcome cousins, welcome. So that's why I tell you go ahead and when you look at your chart, you don't have the trading view, get the link. Don't be intimidated by it, alright? It's just literally something, another app or website if you want to look at it. So 549.56, but really 549.07 on the smaller time frame with the 5 minute is our new resistance. This is like deja vu from yesterday because 552.53 was key yesterday. Key. So my thing, are we going to break this 548.78 or what? Oh, let me put this on for y'all. Let's see. I'll keep calling it. Money. Wait. 1 hour. That's gotta be the key. Now on a small time frame, the perfect entry probably would have been, in my opinion, just to give you confirmation, once we hit that previously daily low. Because anybody that got in here, so that's why I say, I always get, well, how do you determine entries? How do you determine exits? It's you planning the trade. If you knew what the previously daily low was, that could go ahead, and if you understand how to look for V's, and just to tell you what I mean by a V, this is a perfect example of a V. It was on your 5 minute. It's literally what we was talking about when I kept talking about 542, 541, and even at some point I even was talking about 544. And it being touch. So that's going to go ahead and having it on a smaller time frame when we get into the bigger time frame. It makes sense, you know, when you see this one candle, because once again, this one candle that's 30 minutes is two of these 15-minute candles, you know? So what happens is if 549.07, if that could be, because once again, we're getting back to 548.78. Right now it's 548.84. But you notice how as the bar moves, that candlestick moves. As the candlestick, the bar moves, the wick moves. So you want to go ahead, and I was saying this in Discord, will the wick hit 549.56? Go to the Discord and we'll go together. Where is Molo? So I literally said, how does SPY react to 548.78? Seems to be a new resistance, a ceiling. Can it be broken to get to 549.56? Time frames are 15 minute and 30 minute, just showing you a side-to-side comparison of the difference. So at 548.12, which was around 11:06, literally a couple minutes ago, in a half an hour, we're almost at 11:30. I'm Eastern time. That went ahead and that let me know, like, okay, if we go up, what am I looking for? And then what I did was I added. So this one only has 548, 551, and we keep going up. We have 547.83, 547.46 if we go down, and you see the rest of it. I added more just so you can see the side-to-side comparison on the 2 time frames. That 549.56 is a resistance, a selling. All right, we want to break through, we go up. If we're going down, we want to break support if we keep going down. So up is for people that's looking for calls, and down we play the trade for puts, which was what was alerted earlier today in the Discord, the downside. Now the upside is at 548.78. Is the wick going to be strong enough to get it to, not this candle, but the next candle that comes, is the wick going to be strong enough to get it to 549.56? Right? And then what happens is the wick goes to 549.59. 549.56, like I said. How did I know that, Cousin T? It's because what happens, and don't get me wrong, like I said, just you could go ahead. Anybody, if you're new to this, you definitely want to go ahead and understand. We look at the chart. This now is a perfect way of a reversal, in my opinion, because also what we look at, and I said this earlier, is VIX. I just said, now initially in my Discord, I was like, this may be a little of it going pull up for it to come back harder down, unless, and I said this, it's all going to be into VIX. If VIX kept on breaking, right, and if VIX is heading to this previous weekly low, then we're going up. Because once again, if VIX goes down, then we go ahead and we go up in regards to SPY, QQQ, XPX. When VIX goes ahead and when VIX is going that up, then we're going down in SPY, XPX, QQQ. As long as you understand that, you're never going to need nobody. Seriously. So me knowing that was like, okay, it will all depend on VIX. And I kept saying that. I'm like, it's all going to depend on VIX if this is going to be a reversal for real, and we get in a reversal, or we going to go ahead and we going to bullshit with it. So that's how you will know based on, what you're looking at. So like I said, the person or how you would literally plan this trade. What the hell am I doing? When it came to SPY, and this is, I guess, I don't even say back to, I don't even know. But this is something where allow the chart to come to you and you go ahead and play around with it. Your previous daily low would have been, that's how I would have planned this. I would have said, especially seeing the downside, anything over 546.17, that's going to go ahead and bring me to 546.88, the previous monthly low. From there, I have a resistance at 547.46. Notice how these bars, these candlesticks, are going past what I said. From 546.17, like I said, 546.88, then you have 547.46. Then I have 548.12. Then I have 548.78. Now we're at 548.81. So what happens is I have 549.012. I have 549.56. Now I'll just change this because I feel like it's a new resistance. 549.73 is a new resistance. But what happens is it went all the way up to the new resistance and it comes down. So that's why when we was going ahead and I was looking at that of doing a call yesterday, it went to something where it went to the high, which I really was expecting it to kind of like do that. Don't get me wrong. And the purpose of it would have been great if it was overnight. But the way, and by the time we got in it, it went up. You had a little bit, probably not that too much. Then it comes right back down. And now we hit like negative 30. Somebody said they got negative 37%. Reason being is because it's going to go ahead and when we get in and we get, like, once it gets to the high, then it comes down. That's just how it is. So we reached that 549.73. And then now we're coming back. So anybody that was in calls at 546.17, that would have been you eating 546, 547. You would have got all the way here. And I would have, once I seen it coming back, I would have got out. Now it's hoovering literally, so this orange, 548.78. It lengths, I don't know if we want to go over or under that. I don't know if I want to go over or under what it do. I want her so bad, this is crazy. I shouldn't want to trade something this so bad. Like I just want to trade it. Like, please, Hood. If Hood can get to 5, Lord, I'm talking about spot. If Hood can get to 48.33 today, I'll be so happy. Like, I want that $65 call for May 16th is insane. I don't care what nobody say. That I can't. I can't. Somebody knows something, and I gotta be there. That $65 call is insane for Hood. But May 16th though. May freaking 16th. So with VIX, so I go with the 15. So I would start from like. So usually, why do the different time frames matter? The bigger the time frame, the bigger the move's going to be. But I don't suggest just looking at that time frame for a move. You always want to have. You can't just look at one time frame. That's not going to work. I used to do that. It will mess you up. You gotta look at other time frames. So I just go from the highest time frame to the smallest. So I went from the daily to 4 hour, 3 hour, 2 hour, 1 hour, 45, 30, 15. And you see how like 5. You see how you're going and it's dropping. Well, it's not dropping. Well, yeah, it is. But you know what I mean when I say dropping. Like you see the actual movement of it keep going down. But then you get to... I just like to see 3 if I see any changes or any up and down consolidation. 3. So the 1 minute supply open up. But then you're bouncing off this 25.41, which is in front of the demand, which makes sense. Demand is like your buyers usually show up, your green team, the green candlesticks. All right, but this is my thing. VIX. If VIX wants 25, that's a long way though. If VIX wants 25.41, if it wants it, but before it gets there, it'll have to break, but it could bounce there, I should say, because it's sitting in the demand zone. I don't know if we're going to chop. Because the chop, and I always teach that too. What is chop? So you understand. That right there is chop up and down. This right there could have been chop, but it's on 1 minute. So it's hard to, I'm going to be really honest. To see chop, in my opinion, you got to go to a 5 minute and something higher. So calls would have went ahead. I'm not saying get into something now, but calls, if you would have got from the previous daily and what I said in regards towards that, you would have been eager. What's consolidation? There's a consolidation. Is that something? Yeah. Oh, that actually. This up and down, all that. That's consolidation. Like that right there. That's the consolidation. So when you see consolidation, usually something happens. So we need to consolidate in order to move. This definitely is consolidation. This right here, consolidate, choppy, chop cheese, chop freaking cheese. This is consolidation, but it also like a W, but it's consolidation. So what? Fix break this 25.41 floor. Because like I said, after that, then we really don't have anything. 25.10. I hate when you do that. Yeah. Why did I even do that line? I'll tell you right now. The line is all about your candle, your wick touching the line. I just made a support of 25.14. I'll make it a white box so y'all see it. That 25.14 support. This line was touched. Literally. All right. 8:30 or something this morning, whatever the case is. And then I promise you I saw it. Hold up. Yeah, let's touch here again. So all I do is when I plot the lines, I know because I've been doing this so long, where support, where resistance is at. So right here on Monday, the 28th, which was earlier this week, it hit 25.14. Like I said, when it hit here, it was resistance. All right. It came back to like here, but then broke. Then we touch it again, boom, and we come back. So understand that the reason why we know what support, what resistance is, it was resistance there, but it's going to be support here. Because it went up, broke that resistance finally, came down more, was down, then broke back up. So that right now, that 25.14 is going to be, if we could get past 25.41, that's how I got 25.14. Because this line is the support. So I just need the fact that it touched more than once. Because if it touched more than once, then it touched 3 times. You don't have to go look for it. It touched 4 times. Literally, I just look for the line touching twice. That's how I know I'm making a good support or making a good resistance line. And then with VIX, if we hit this 25.41, we will be touching it again. VIX going down makes me aware that we're going up. But you really want to be sure because before... Okay. All right. Well, damn. That candle popped in like that. That was the start of a new 5-minute candle. That candle said, I'm here. Had no fear. That's what that candle said. Y'all see how so this is a perfect example. Live and direct. 11:35. Let me put this down because now I got timestamp stuff. Okay, I ain't going to tell me you ain't learning. 11:35 a.m. Eastern time. That's a bar. That's a bar. We want that. Like, and whoever, you know what I'm saying? Like, whatever. When you are trading, you want your bar to come in bars. We want bars. All right? Cousin T is teaching you bars. We want bars. Now, when we see a wick, so that means that it's going down, right? The red team was there. You seen how it opened up. Red team came full throttle, right? Open up like bam. Then we start seeing the wick. Now when we start seeing the wick though, the wick is coming from the other team, the green candlesticks. The green team is pushing and causing that wick. Just think of it like a real candle. Like when you see a good candle, you're not supposed to... Yo! Cousin, you know what I'm going to say. You know what I'm about to say. We got a cousin, I promise you that's going to be on a t-shirt. I'm putting that. That's going to be the third drop merch for this group. I promise you. Yo, when we was trading Tessie, I call it Tesla, but I call it Tessie. And I'm so used to calling Tessie that saying Tesla doesn't even sound right. So when we was trading that, and for the people that do the pay, whatever, you get the text. Please, if you're in the trade, that's the whole point of it. It's AI, so yes, everybody get the same, like maybe morning thing. And then sometimes I don't do it every morning. I'm gonna try to start switching it up before where I would come in the afternoon with some updates. Sometimes I was coming in the evening, so I'm gonna start that. And just try to program at different times. But if you're in a trade, you could go ahead and you get to go ahead and text back. And then what's going to happen though, I may not be able to, unfortunately. That's what I'm working on. If you're in a trade, and let's say you're texting something about the trade, I have to have the data fetch, and then I get an alert. So that would be the bad side about it, because if you're new to the trading, you're trying to get more, you waiting for me. I may not, I'm just like how if you have your Gmail or any Yahoo, you fetch the mail. So it only happens certain times. I could think I changed settings on it. But the person that we was in it, she was like, I don't see no bars. No, not wicks. She's like, my thing got no wicks, just bars. Just bars. So that's a perfect example of just bars. We like when we see a bar live and direct, 11:35 on this stream. Okay, I'm gonna click this mother lover because that's what you want. You want a bar. We want to take it far with this bar. And I know that's what you want. And then when you see the wick comes because the other side, the green side. So in this case, it's the green side. The green side is coming in, causing it to even make a wick. It's like they pushing it. Now, the job of the red candlesticks, the job of the red team, always go down. Red candlesticks, red team, supposed to go. They got one job. All right? But then the green team got one job. They want to go in and green team, no, you want to push, y'all, we going to push. And you see, green team is pushing. You got to push. You got to push it till you get it right. Push. Now I got to watch that. That's for the, you might watch Martin. That was on Martin episode. I gotta watch that. Now I gotta watch that. He was doing that talent show. She's like, you gotta push. You gotta push. But no, for real. So these bars of the candlesticks will tell the story. You know, I don't know how people go ahead and trade, but it's all about price action. With the Black Panthers of Crypto on Wall Street, we teach you to trade with the charts. Trade smart. If you learned something today, go ahead and put it in the comments. Don't say like you ain't learned nothing. You learned something today. Say that you learned something. Let them know. This is real shit. Like, no. But that's how I went ahead and but this is the thing. That's only 5 minutes. So in that whole 5 minutes, we was able to see how a real candle do what it needed to do. So that was a perfect live example. And as it comes down to like the 5 seconds that's going to be left on it, I would love to see the next candle. Does it open down? Because it was trying to get past the 25.41, 25.36, the floor. But the green team, it bounced like a ball. It bounced off the floors. That's what traded the wicks. Because think about the support as, I'm not saying that the support, that's when the green team come in, but the support is definitely the floor. Definitely. And look how we open. Look how we open. Ain't what? We open so we don't open like this, you know, because, you know, we go ahead and we're going this way. Oh, we're not going that way. So see, not now. But I always tell people, when you're looking at the candlesticks, you definitely want to go ahead and I always try to teach, wait for the candlestick to finish and actually develop, I guess. Because as you go ahead and especially when you look at it live, you do get to catch it live, you know, you may plan your entry or get in based on the candlestick that still has to go ahead and it still has time on it. Meaning that, you know, you're trying to get in on something that could literally, it may look like it's going in your favor based on the entry, but you only allow, like I said, it's a 5 minute candle. You waited a minute, not even, a couple of seconds. You're like, all right, I'm in. And that's going to big out. What you also want to do is look at the previous candles too. So what I'll do is this candle right here, I try not to look too much into it because I know we literally just saw it come. So I'm like, but the candles before, are the candles, do I get a lot of bars? Say that to yourself. Do I see a lot of bars? Whether it's a green candle or a red candle. Do I see a lot of bars? Because if I see a lot of bars, then that's going to mean it's going to continue. Now, if I see that as a continuation is going, like in this situation, I see that there's a trend of down. So we definitely see that. But this is my thing. Do the bars continue? So see how these bars right here don't have long wicks, but as we get down, the bars are not as heavy, but the wicks are getting longer. The bars are not as heavy, the wicks are getting longer. Somebody put that in the chat. The bars are not as heavy, the wicks are getting longer. The bars are, hello. So now when I see that and I see that, okay, wait, I'm getting more wicks. The bars are not, could I be reversing? And now I get a doji. A doji is indecisive. Think of how we used to play that. I don't know. Do they still got field day? I don't know. Do they still do that in America with the kids? I don't know. But if they did, I used to have it, and you just play that tug of war. I never played that part. I promise you, I will always act like something was wrong with me. I don't know what, but something was going to be wrong. Whether I had a tummy ache and we didn't even eat nothing. Something wrong, all right? Whether I got to go boo-boo, something wrong, all right? I got to do something, okay? Because I'm not about to play this game. So, but the other kids that played while I sat down on the grass and ate my snacks, it looked like it was fun. And that's exactly what a doji is. It goes back and forth. But once again, you have to wait. You know, I tell people all the time, they're like, yeah, but I thought it was a doji. I'm like, cool. And what time frame? A 5? I'm like, huh? I'm like, what's the time? Which the candle still doing what it needed to do? They're like, yeah, the candle was done. So why what? Let the candle do what it needs to do. Like, I'm telling you right now, that used to be my biggest mistake. I feel like you need to go ahead and you really need to look at the story and say, all right, what's going on? Look at this story. Perfect example. The candles. All right, up, down, we get that. If you don't, the candles, the bars, there's wicks. What's going on? But look. Oh, shoot. Them bars getting there. The wicks is there. Okay. You got a wick. But damn. Now, see, this is the thing. This is the bad part about this example. That wick was like, what the fuck? But normally it comes back. It bounces off of that support, that 25.36. And look what happens off of your support. It bounces off of here, 25.83. Those bars, but then unfortunately, we go ahead and you like, oh, wait. We get a little pullback. And this is that pullback I talk about. And I try to say a come up, but really it would have been a retest. And that pullback, what you're seeing right there, it came all the way a little bit and we come higher. But the bars don't. Once again, you got them bars with those wicks. They mean something. And now you get to the high of your resistance at this 28.16. I make that white. And now at 28.16, it was dropping. Once it got to 27.18, that support, I make that green. Right? Once it get there, then it broke the support. Kept going down to 26.93. 26.51. What a coinky dink. That's the previously daily high. Yesterday's high. It broke it. Again. It broke it on the up. And then it broke it on the down. Because it went up to only come down. So as you go ahead and you're looking at it, you're like, oh wow, what is it doing? Like, is VIX want to see, or does VIX want to? And what I try to do, and some people are noticing that, once you plot your lines, if it keeps touching, if it's trying to attempt it, is it going to, especially the second time, is it coming down? That's how you know. You know, without being shaked out. Because you're like, Dad, start seeing like, man, this touched this line twice already. You know, even if you plot it and go away, you'll still see if the wick is there. So that's something where you don't have to be, oh my God, tied to the screen. Allow the chart to be your guide. Literally and seriously. It could go ahead and just help you with understanding, okay, where VIX going, what we doing. Now, if VIX dropped that 25.36, then I feel confident. You know, you don't want to get in and then it's going back up. It's like playing, I don't know what it's like playing, man. Playing something, you gotta be right. You gotta be right. Like, it gotta be right there. Cause you're getting, thinking, oh yeah, let's get calls. And that thing going right back up the puts. And you be mad as hell. Gotta let it do its thing. Say no. But no, you really gotta go ahead and see if, like, all right, how's the candles? I like to go from the bigger time frame, so I always start from the daily. Go from the daily. And even by the end, so what I'll do, so it's not confusing, I'll hide all these lines. Just for now. So I go to the daily. I go to the 4 hour. 3 hour. 2 hour. Literally, I'm doing it. And I like it because it's like a flip book. Right there from the 4 hour to the 1 hour lets me know we was up and down. Literally, we go to the 4 hour. We're going to look at it together and look at that long ass wick. God damn. We going to go to the 4 hour. 3 hour. That's a fair value gap. We'll talk more about that. 2 hour. And notice, this candlestick goes really right by the previous daily high. 26.52. The other one goes over the previously high, but gets into that supply that I was talking about earlier on this morning stream, that it makes an attempt, but just don't. Then you get to the 1 hour. So that's why people, especially for the last couple of days, in our Discord, the cousin was asking about, the previously daily high, or why do, you want to go ahead and know. It only because it really will go ahead and be a cheat code. If it didn't break it, or if we broke it, are we going to get back to it? Or are we going to go over it and continue moving up? Or are we going to go ahead and we're hovering over it, like we're going up and teeter-tottering, or are we just going to break under? So when you see that 1 hour, you get that break under of the previous daily high. On the 1 hour, I go to the 45, I go to the 30, I go to the 15. You get what I'm saying? Then we go 10 to 5. But now, notice, as I get to the 5, right? When I get down to that 15, and I see what's like, I don't know why, but I feel like it's like a curve coming. And this means that it may not, when I get to the 3, do you not see that in the 3, which is why I like it, I can see a reversal, I can see more of that up and down. It's a lot of noise though. I do say that on 3 and a 1. But with seeing that 3, it kind of gives me confirmation like I may be in an up and down moment. I may be in a chop. This is what I mean by that chop. All right. We saw earlier, if you was able to look into the live from this morning, or the one, the one from this morning, even last week, I always talk about, the V's, and I always go ahead and ask you guys, point them out. So we saw the opportunity when it went ahead and VIX was going up. We was talking about it in regards to where it was going. And then, because VIX goes up, we go down. Hits a certain point right here, which I should move me out the way. Hits a certain point right here, 28.615. Then we go back down. So, if you don't know anything else, if you're going to trade with the cousins, look at the things that's going to help us with our positions. And it's going to be that VIX. I can't say it enough. I'm going to drill into y'all heads. Y'all can't get enough of it. If VIX goes up, then SPY, XPX, QQQ, we going down. And if VIX goes down, then SPY, XPX, QQQ, we're going up. All right? So, once again, VIX goes up, we go down with SPY, XPX, and QQQ. When VIX goes down, then we go up with the SPY, XPX, and QQQ. Put that on the shirt. When they go high, we go low. Now, what was it? When they go low, we go high. That's what Michelle said. I said, when they go high, we go low. I don't fucked up the damn lady shit. Ain't that? Sorry, Michelle. Sorry, Miss Old Mama. My bad. Oh, look at that 1 minute. We have a demand. No wonder why. What's a demand, cousin T? I'm new. I don't know what you're talking about. So demand, think of it like a block. And it ain't your block. You on somebody else's block. Say nah. For real. Think of it like a block where usually you have your green, your buyers. The green team, my team. And this is my block. This is what we own. This is our parking lot. Think of it like this. This is a parking lot. Every time the red team been trying to get into our parking lot, we've been having to push their asses out. They got in the parking lot right here. They got in the parking lot right there. We had to push their asses out. You know what I'm saying? Not for nothing. Shit, we even pushing out our own cousins. Say nah. But when it comes towards this up and down, that's that consolidation. That's that up and down choppiness. That's that we don't like that. You need to go ahead and be able to identify up and down choppy, because one, we don't teach getting into that. I mean, you may want to, that right there, you've been trying to scout that. I mean, you can't scout VIX, of course. Well, I don't know if you can trade VIX. What I'm just saying is, just trying to go ahead and be in, let's say this was a ticker you could trade. Being in that up and downness would have just drive me crazy. Drive me crazy. And you better hope Robinhood working good enough for it to do what it needs to do. I'm dead serious with that, because by the time you thought about a put right here, you gotta have the contract ready, get it filled, make sure it don't move too much, and if it, and then as soon as you do, I don't know when you get filled, if you get filled like, let's say right here, then you better get the fuck out when that thing come back right here. Who has time to trade like that? That will piss me off. That will make me want to, like, these are the cousins that the way we go ahead and the way we trade is we just wait. And sometimes we be waiting all damn day. Like, we just wait. We wait. Because the setup comes, it comes. So this is our thing. If we can't get past 540, oh damn, we went past 549? We can't get past 549.82, then it's a no-go. I forgot. I took off all the darn drawings. I'm like, why is it not showing that? Show all. We can't get past 549.85. Wait. 549.83. And then we're trying to keep breaking this 548.78 support. But what do you look at? Them wicks. Them wicks. Because the wicks going to hit that line. Oh, do you not see? Okay, 11:54. I feel like today's been so long. Why do I feel like? Maybe because I started streaming at 8:30. You streaming, shout out to y'all. And I took a break, and I feel this is a bullcrap. Like, I just feel like I've been there all. Like, I've been working on the railroads. But look how, that's crazy. You see how that bar was when it opened. You see how the wick came. That wick was crazy. That means the other team said, what? We here. That thing hit that 548.78 and literally I gotta replay this. Do you see that? This is perfect. Perfect. When I'm talking about this candle right here. This candle opened up and it had no wick. It was a bar. The next thing you know, the wick came out of nowhere. Now, that's how you learn how to talk this language. You gotta talk to the candles. You better talk to your candles. Are you listening to your candles? I don't think some of y'all be listening to your candles. Are you listening to your candles? I don't like that one. Up and down, up and down. That's 1 minute though, so let's not get confused. That 1 minute, I think this. So for the 3 minute, we doing the same thing. 549.07. How we doing? And that's how you know. And the reason why you want to go ahead and kind of plot the lines when you're plotting them with the mind and the concept of I'm plotting lines based on the fact that the wick or even a bar has touched this line more than once. All right. We go from the actual wicks, but there's sometimes that you may, and this is a perfect example, like this is the bar. So that's my support, 548.12. But my resistance, which is the floor, my resistance would have been 548.99. Whatever the highest candle we had, 548.99. Which, if I was to do that, take it down just so you ain't. But the purple line, 548.12, was support. That's the floor. And then, I'm looking at the long candle, y'all. Then the high of that candle would have been 549.07. Sorry. So when I go ahead and I just look at, okay, I'm plotting the lines, it got to be touched more than once. But there's sometimes where you may see that the line is like this. So it may not be a wick, it may just be a bar. But it still validates because this, when you put this line there like you saw, that support is this wick's resistance. Right here. This wick right there. So I say that to say, you want to go ahead and allow the charting, your lines to come to you. Especially if you're trying to go ahead and trade and understand if it's a pullback or it's going back and forth. I feel like people, if we got more in tune to the charts, you'll be able to know if it's doing that choppiness and you won't feel like a rush because you're like, oh, it's choppy. It's up and down. So once you get that, it'll go ahead and, won't fake you out, in my opinion. So this is the thing. Do we break that 549.07? And then you got the 548.78. Damn, as soon as I said that, 548.78. But then, like I said, the 548.78. It's getting back to the 548.62. You see the wicks respecting the lines. Then you're getting back to the 548.12. If it breaks the 548.62. If not, then you just go probably back to the 549. Yeah, it's going back to the 509.7 and the 509.23. Yeah, it's 509.23. 43. Yeah, like is it going back to 549.73? So it just bounces. That's what it's all about. Say no. It's not about always bouncing. No, we don't want that. It's like that's freaking aggravating. And then Tessie. Damn, I should have went ahead. What the hell was I doing yesterday? Oh, see, went to that vegan spot. Damn it. My phone was dying because I couldn't even get on if I wanted to. How was I gonna do it? I was gonna do it from my phone, but my phone was dying. For the power stream yesterday, for the Discord at least, I was on the go. Tessie hit 278. Whoa. Which is crazy because all you needed was that previously weekly high. Which of course got activated overnight. Something about them. Hey, not saying that every time it hits a preview guy, it drops like that, but you add in the fact that it was already there. Damn it. That was a good play. Good play. Come on, Hood. Come on, Hood. Come on. We getting this bad motherfucker. Say, nah, I want Hood so bad. I want it with all my heart. Hood, please don't shake me out. Please, Hood. Please. Trying to get it like precision is key. I want Hood. May 16th call. It just... That May 16th, I can't... we got to have it. We got to have it. Now, when it comes towards XPX SPY, what are we doing? And what do we have tomorrow for data? Hold up. What's tomorrow? Jobless claims. Ooh. That ain't move the market. Now everybody care about reports. Nobody was caring about these reports. Last month, say nah. Yeah, you got jobless claims tomorrow, meaning that literally it lets us know from the ADP. If you're not familiar with ADP, it's a big company, manufacturers, payroll. So they go ahead and they have a jobless claims report. Let us just know about how many unemployment claims within the week coming from the Labor Department. You got the ISM manufacturing PMI. And that's another thing. This tells you, I didn't realize this until, earlier, but this also tells you, what it tracks. That's kind of cool. I had to figure that out through trial and error. Asking people, so what this do and what that do and looking at stuff, what the fuck? So I'm telling you, between growth, download that, trade, get off this chat GPT stuff. We doing AI. All right, and like I said, me to giving you trade GPT, especially when I put you on the other one, because it put me on to, is going to make that look like we want some AI over here. We ain't playing. We ain't missing nothing. All right, we ain't missing nothing. All right, we making this as easy as possible for us. So I'm telling you, that Grok, you add that with that trade GPT, we in there like swimwear. All right, the trade GPT, this is what it look like. That app right there. That white app, literally, Trade GPT. Boom. That just said, give me a buying alert. Get the fuck. Hold up. Wait a minute. Give me a buying. Get out of here. They ain't never had. I just realized I never looked at the thing. Like, I don't know why. Let me see something right now. Let's put this to the test. I need to see something. Don't be lying. Don't be lying. I'm mad he called me black, but because it's underneath. Wait, hold up. This gave you so much shit. The U.S. stock market is on an upward trend. The S&P has risen by 0.3, indicating a positive movement driven by recent tariff relief measures. This has particularly benefited sectors like financial services and consumer clinicals due to rising interest rates and increased consumer spending. Sector performance. There's a noticeable shift in investors, blah, 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 blah. Where is the thing at? This is what I be talking about. La, 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 la. La, la. Buying alert. Come on, get straight to it. Given the current market conditions, the S&P 500. Y'all look at the thing if we going down for calls. We definitely need to lose 549, 548. And I keep bouncing. Blah, 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 blah. If you're looking for short-term gains, monitor the upcoming earnings report. Oh, my God. Exactly. Unfortunately, I couldn't retrieve specific financial analyst insights for XPX at this time. That's what I'm talking about. Like, stop lying. Like, I knew for a fact. Why would they advertise that like that? I knew for a fact that wasn't going to be what it was. Now, don't get me wrong. I got my thing in this. But I promise you, in regards to trade investing wise, but I knew somebody do need to do an app like that. Is XPX ready? Is XPX ready, yo? Is XPX ready? Like, is it ready? Don't make me look at these contracts that ain't right. I'm be mad. What they doing? Oh, we working with something. Oh, they bad? Oh, y'all see them. Y'all see that 5,600. Don't act like you don't see that 5,600. Why do y'all not see that? I'm going to put it in the Discord. That's why you got to be part of the Discord family. That's why you got to be part of the Discord. For me to teach you why the volume is that. Why what we not just studying the charts. We studying the goddamn. That I think XPX is back. Do y'all think it's back? Because we see that I think these contracts are contracting. These numbers are numbering. Because the other day, XPX wasn't doing what it needed to do. And we was getting raped on the prices for the last couple of days. Shit, like the whole, other week. We was getting raped on them goddamn prices. And if you ask me what I'm looking at, and Mr. TP, don't play with me, because with that same day-ish. You know you give me anxiety. See, I'm twitching on the darn thing. Talking about the same day just get me, Just get me crazy. Oh, la, 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 la. That thing had 11,000. Where was the 11,000 at? I know I'm not tripping. Hold up, wait a minute. Oh, that was today. Sorry, I'm looking at the wrong one. I knew I seen something for 11,000 for the volume. Wrong one. Sorry. Jokey joke, playing. I'm looking up at, yo, did I say 11,000? That was the wrong one. That was the wrong one. That was the wrong one. Must have on the beat. No, that was the day. That was the day. See, Mr. P. It's like, no, I'm playing. May 1st. If we want to drop, let me know what we doing. It's like we kind of stagnant right here at 549. We need 548. But if we get to 548, then we coming back. Seem like Lord have mercy. XPX wants his previously weekly high, which is, I don't know why this thing's up like purple line, purple box. I'll make it like that 55.27. Does it want the 55.27? Does it want it? Does it want it or what? Or is it like, no, we don't want it? No, we don't want it. No, I don't want it. Like, no, I don't want it. Another thing is, this is like definitely like crypto. Entries matter with options. So you have to make sure that you don't get in to rush, get in the trade, and only goes up the other way. The worst. I'm mad because you couldn't tell me that thing, but that 11,000, that 5,600 I'm talking about, I thought that was for you tomorrow. I'm like, we back. I'm looking at the wrong motherfucker. Wrong motherfucker. Look at the wrong motherfucker. 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 Because the 5650, I could never give that to y'all. I mean, still like 2 and some change. I couldn't do that to you guys. No. Damn, why is the 56 one for tomorrow already 8? Why? They just played us. Like, why? Why would you do that? Why? Tell me why. Is this so? I got no music. I never want to let you go. See, Spy playing.
Yeah. Okay. Lil CC on the beat. Yeah. I mean, where the fuck should I really even start? I got hoes that I'm keeping in the dark. I got my niggas cross the street living large. Thinking back to the fact that they dead, thought my raps wasn't facts, so they sat with the bars. I got 2 phones, one needed charge.
Yeah, my other phone doing the charge. For real.
Coming on the way. I got big stacks coming out to save. I got Lil Max with me, he the wave. It's a big gap between us in the game.
So this is the thing. What we waiting for, Cousin T? We consolidating. Us consolidating, you gotta have that chop. This chart was crazy. You gotta take this off. Somebody like, it's your first time, like, you be like, what the fuck? Plain chart. What we look for? This V. Oh, what would have been a plan without T? Say, nah, for real, this would have been a great V. So this is a perfect example of myself, my guys, in regards towards helping you in the Discord, my cousins. We want these Vs, right? And what happened is when we bounce off of support is floor. Always remember that. When we bounced off that support around here, which was 541, it would have got you. But this is a 5 minutes. This is a smaller move, though. But it would have went ahead in 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. So about 45 minutes, you would have got here at the previously daily high. And still had a way to come up. What the hell was I doing? I don't know what I was doing. I don't know if I was on call or what. I think I was on call. I didn't see this move for the call side. But if you would have went ahead and planned it, you're looking at the V. As you've seen it going up, this not even chasing. Now, once it get to previous daily low, if you caught it from the V, from the bounce, then that's from 541 to 5. That's like a $5 move right there. Then when you got to the previous daily high, the previously daily low, that was yesterday's daily low, 546.19. You got to yesterday's low and got over the previously monthly low, it was 546.91. You still eating. At least up to here. I didn't even know I did that. What? Sorry. This is resistance. Why is this resistance? I put my line right here. And I want you to follow along. Try if you can. Don't be intimidated by TradingView. Just something new. Just got to use it. This line right here and that line. That's all I needed. It was touch. So when we get to 551, how do I know if 551 is even on the table? It was last week's high. So last week, the high, that means the whole week, the high spot went was 551.05. That's why it's like a magnet. So think about that. If the highest that it went is 551.05, are we going to get to that this week? Are we going to get to that today? Shit. But that's what we, and then for me, the highest we went so far is 550. So I need us to go back over 549.75 to get to the highest of that week, 550.24, to get me to possibly 551.05 or less on the 3-minute. Oh, I like this. So what you're looking at is a 3-minute time frame. This green box, welcome to the box where the green team, the buyers, all right, the people that their responsibility, this green is always to make the candles go up. That's what their responsibility is. But the fact that the red team came into the green team's house, they're pushing them out a little bit. That's why you see these wicks. So notice every time the wicks come into a demand zone, especially if they're the red team, they're trying to be pushed out because this green team is usually known, this green box is usually known for the green team where buyers come in. So anytime the red team will come in, especially they're coming in with force, as you can see, the red team coming in with force, the green team is trying to push them out with that wick. They trying, but the red team like, I don't give two shits. And the wick is coming, and the wick is going, and that wick is coming and going. That wick is coming and going. I'm going to have to stop this for just an hour, just because, so I could chop it up, just so you can understand and use this for content. We want to look at the wicks. The wicks tell us the shit. The wicks will tell you the shit. That's how not bird. The wicks tell you the shit. And and then my thing got is bars. My thing got no wicks. So what you see is after we go down 548, then you got 548.61. I mean, after we go to 548, after we go down 548.81, we get to 548.61. Unless we bounce in this area, meaning that the green team could be pushing the red candle so much that it may end up going back green. Who knows? It may just end up a little bit. So you got to go ahead and give it. But that's why the wick is coming. But the red team is trying its might to keep on going. So now I go to the 1 minute just to see. No, for real. This is very good information. It's like, nah. So it's all about the wicks. Learn your wicks and understand. If you know what the wicks are doing, then you know how to start understanding how to trade. Somebody probably would have gotten the calls, not understanding, looking at different time frames, not understanding, what's the damn thing? In regards towards VIX and what we're looking for. Another thing is, was I not saying VIX was choppy too? Yeah, so I was like, VIX is choppy, what we doing? Like, that's real easy. If you look at VIX and VIX is choppy, go about your day with SPY and XPX. It's gonna be the same shit. We need VIX to move. Now, don't get me wrong. Not saying that move ain't gonna happen. I don't know, but we want to know: are we going to 24.85? That'd be a whole nother drop. Whole nother drop down on VIX, but a whole nother pop up on SPY, XPX, and all that stuff. That previously weekly low. Yo, go back to Hood for a minute, because wait a minute. I'm not about to get it. I'm not about to get it. What the hell is that? I just want Hood to get over at least 48. Come on, I want that call so bad. There's some reason why there's a $65 call. I'm about to say, I got a sidetrack real quick. Oh yeah. So you see how you're going up and down. But this is the thing, Hood. With that, I've been talking about this since the weekend. Like, you're not like, I know I'm not tripping. Why is the $65 call? Why does the 65 call open interest at 27,000? But see, the IV, meaning open interest, is high because look at it. Everybody will be doing it. I feel like this is going to bounce and we're going to open up. Because if this past 49.68, that'd be great, but I don't know. I know that's not happening now. But you need time on Hood too. This is not a ticket that I would trade for a day trade. And that's another thing. Learn tickets you do for a day trade. I mean, you could do the 5-9 for next week for the $60 call. But the key is we gotta come back to see if 47.80 gotta get passed. That will only way at least meet me to 48.13. I mean 48.14. The only reason I'm doing that because at least that's halfway. Because I really would like 48.33, but I don't think that's happening. For comfort in regards to because it's a previous daily low. But yeah, 60 call is crazy for next week. The IB is insane though. It's like I don't know why it's like that. That IB is very well. I do know because of the companies, they juice up the premiums around earnings. They know people are going to trade it. That's why it would have been good to get in Hood last week, but I wasn't looking at it. It would have been, but I don't know. The pullback would kind of kill you too in the contract. I mean, I did have a put contract in mind too for Hood because it had both sides. You go up with it, you go down with it. I don't know. I hate to be, I'm not biased. I don't want to be biased. I don't want to be up or down. Whatever it goes, go. But I just think that 65 for the 19th just blew me out. And I keep thinking about it. Wow. It just said, what? It just invalidated the green. It's like, what? What green? I ain't no green. Yo. Do we hit 47 or what? Do we get 47 and then bounce at 46.20? Who knows? I want to figure this fucking bitch. So with Spy made that perfect V. If you caught it, I don't know what the hell I was doing. But from 541 off that bounce would have been perfect. For me, I think that would have been an entry. It would have been off the V. Off that, so start learning your V's. Start learning your demand and supply, but for now, just know the V's just to see where you could draw the support. If I was to take this out, if I didn't even know what a demand was, and I was to take that, just me knowing that that was support and that was the floor, it could be a possibility it bounces off. So if I know it's 541 and it's getting to 543 and I'm seeing continuation, I should be getting in. You know, even if you say, hey, well, I don't know and I want to wait to previously daily low or high, I think it was the daily low. So you get right here, you're like, oh, okay, cool. So I'm going to get right in here. I see that still going. Boom. Use your candlesticks. As the bars are going, they're getting stronger, but no longer getting stronger, and you're seeing more wicks come into play, then you need to ask yourself, do I need to be out? Especially if it's hitting a high. Now, we hit 550 real quick, and then came right back down. Literally 20 minutes ago. At 12:05. Shoot. And it came right back. So usually that's what would make me want to go ahead and get out too in regards towards yesterday. We hit the high. And I know every time we hit a high, always understand that. Anytime we hit a high, and if we don't break the high, we're freaking falling. That's just how that is. All the time. And other day, I should have known that, still went into a KO trade. This is why I journal my trades. I did that KO. It hit, I think it was $73 or $70, something like that. And it was hitting that high. And I'm like, oh yeah, KO got mad room to go. But it wouldn't go. It was the dumbest thing ever. So now you look at, once again, you're looking at the candlestick. This is a perfect example. Like I said, I'm cutting this so where I could clip it. This is a perfect live example on the candlestick, the price action, and the wick. I know based on how that candlestick, how the wick reacts to these lines, on if it's going to bounce, if it's going to continue and break. It literally just broke 54808. Doesn't mean that it's not going to try to go. Now, if it continues to go something like this, lower, right? Let's say if it gets to, like, I'll do a half part. Just for purpose. Oh, shoot, that's a resistance for real. So, that's a real support. I didn't even realize that. 547, which is good because I didn't have nothing between 548 and 546. So, if you go ahead and you notice my thing down here. Damn. If you notice that wick, you know, the bar moving, that wick is going to move. So as the wick goes under, you know, 548.08, when if it comes back in this situation, then it's going to be coming back over the support. So when it breaks the support, you know, that's the floor. When it comes back and it goes over, it's breaking the resistance again. You know, so it's a floor going down, the resistance, the ceiling. And then we get to this, like I said, we get into 547.46. Are we getting to 546.91? Or do we go back up? What I like to do, your bigger time frames, will start from the biggest. The daily, biggest. You can start from like the weekly, just to get an overall understanding. Let me move all these. This is killing me. Start with the weekly, the daily, which is crazy because the daily got a W pattern. Daily. 4 hour, 3 hour, 2 hour, 1 hour. Ain't too much going on. As we can see, 1 hour, 45 minutes. Oh, I hate that. 45 minutes. 30. You see something going on 30 to 45, 15. But then 5. That's where we're at with it right now. So I feel like if you could go ahead, and especially in the morning, or any time throughout the day, just point out the high areas of SPY, your choppiness, you'll be in betterness. That don't mean no sense. You'll be in a better position to go ahead and know what's going on. What is this, class? Is that chop? You damn Skippy. That's up and down. We don't want that. That's chop. That's consolidation. You need it to move, though. All right? You need it to move. I'll show you another one. Right here, starting here, from here to here. That area, what's that? Chopped cheese. Now, notice how I always talk about these V's. That's a V right here. And then look what happened. The moment you see a V, 9 out of 10, you're going to see a support line. What the holy? I wasn't going to say it. I just said what the holy. I was about to, though. So that's kind of like a V. So look at your V's. Look at your up and down. That up and down choppiness, we don't want that. That's up and down choppiness. That's ugh. But you may see some low areas in that. And always remember, what you plot on is going to help you determine how that trade is moving in regards towards realistically. So what I tell people is, you look at the small time frames, only the 5 minute, 3 minute, the 1 minute, whatever. That's not bad, but understand you're looking at a smaller time frame. So why would you not expect a smaller move in regards towards the fact that if you look on a bigger time frame, now you have a bigger move and probably more window to go ahead and play with the time on the contracts. But when it comes towards these volatile tickers, you do have to go ahead and you definitely do. You need to look at these smaller time frame, like the 1 minute, the 3 minute, to just see if it's continuations, reversals, whatever the case is. Alright, so for SPY, I know what it is. If we're going to go down, we're going to go under that 546, 545. If not, then we really need back over 548. Bring us back over 548. Well, I want to say 549, honestly, at this point. Yeah, bring us back somewhere like here. Bring us back to 549. That'd be another retest. But we want to make sure that 549, I want to look at that as an entry. But I need confirmation over at least 550.26 for more upside by the end of this. And then for VIX, we already understand that. VIX has this little V that I was just talking about. So what's going to happen when we get to over the 2586 successfully? What's going to go ahead and what are we going to do? Let me see something. Yeah. So will it be a possibility that VIX goes to 2653 today? That's a previous daily high from yesterday. Only time will tell. Not sure. Can't guarantee it. But if it do, once again, if VIX goes up, then we're going to continue to go down. You know, if VIX goes down, then we go up with XPX, SPY, and QQQ. Alright? Alright, cuz, see you later. I don't think today's going to be a power. I got a lot of one-on-ones. So no power today. But we be back at it tomorrow. And if I see anything, of course, in the Discord, check the channel so notifications.